Well, guys, I do believe this is the beginning of this next leg to the bull run. This is XRP daily chart. Guys, we have surpassed the line of resistance that I told you we would come up against. It stalled out for a minute, but then it just cruised right past the 265 level, creating a new higher high. As long as we can close today above this level, we're going to be looking good. Now, I know this is just XRP. We have the whole rest of the market. But you know I love to show my XRP charts. I'm so convinced the entire market primarily moves based on XRP. That's just my opinion. At the end of the day, guys, this is before Crypto Week. This is before the Clarity Act, the Genius Act getting passed. This is before the money that the government is about to print actually enters into circulation. And this is before the feds lower any interest rates. We have a lot of major catalysts coming up that could catapult this fucking price. I will say this, once you have been invested into crypto long enough, you just become numb. So even if it just turned around and tanked right now, I probably wouldn't feel a thing. But it is great to see some price action to the upside. And I do believe that this is the beginning of the moment that we've been waiting for the past 4 or 5 years, guys. I also want to say that I still believe that we may not have a traditional cycle. At this point in time, super cycle looks much more plausible considering a few things. We are on the brink of true institutional adoption of these technologies. As we start to print money, as we begin to lower interest rates, and as liquidity and capital begins to flow very, very heavily into these markets, one thing is going to be different about this cycle. Institutions are going to actually be using crypto, which means once some of this liquidity comes in, it has to be trapped. It's going to stay in the system. I just don't think it's going to be a typical boom and bust cycle the way we've seen in crypto before. And that's not to say we're going to have some type of little blow off top and a retracement. I just don't think it's going to be 70, 80, 90%. And by no means would I ever suggest what you should do with your own money. But I can tell you at the very most, depending on how this cycle plays out, depending on what catalyst we get, depending on what news we get, depending on what's happening, I won't take any more than 50% profit on my total bags. And that's at the very most, because if this market continues to grind up and to the right, guys, this is going to be a tsunami that you are going to want to ride. And so this is the point where you have to decide how patient you want to be. I think a lot of people are like me and probably came in towards